Welcome everyone. Now, can I be real with you a minute? It's December 1st, and if you're anything like the other people who follow this channel or end up seeing this channel in some way or another, like you're likely a parent who is juggling way too much, or an entrepreneur who is carrying everything alone, or maybe even an employee who's running on fumes, and you're probably already tired. Like not like the I need a nap tired, but like that deeper exhaustion that people feel, the kind that hits even before the holidays have even started. Now, if you're looking at the next few weeks and you've got that thought going through your head of like, all right, here we go. Like, let's just get through this. And like, I get it. Like, honestly, I get it. Like December has this way of pulling you like away from yourself, pulling you out of what your normal is before you even realize it's happening. Now, let me ask you this, like, what if this December didn't have to just be something that you survive? What if you could actually be a month where you wake back up? Like, what if you could enter the whole new year on fire, not burnt out? And that's exactly what I want to be doing with you over the next 25 days. Like, I'm doing this thing. Hopefully, you can buy into it. Hopefully, you can get on board with it. I call it the ultimate 25 days to ignite your spark. I want to help you to get to that next level. Now, my name is Jake, and I'm really glad that you're able to be here today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're back for another video, welcome. Like, it's going to be a little bit of a different focus than what we normally do, because I want to start this thing here today on December 1st and look at it over the next 25 days, how we really start to ignite that spark for you. Now, I know what you might be thinking, like, Jake, I don't have the time or the energy for another thing. Like, I'm barely keeping all this together. And that's the entire point. This isn't about adding anything to your life. It's about waking up the part of your life that you already have, that's already there around you. Because most people don't realize that they've been in this, sleep mode, right? Not physically, but like emotionally. And you show up, you show up to work, you take care of your family, you check every box, but you're not really in your life. You're watching it, you're thinking about the next thing, you're running the script, the programming, whatever it is, and somewhere along the way, that spark that used to fuel you just got quiet. And here's the part that nobody says out loud, that no one's gonna say out loud. Like, you thought everyone else had figured it out except you. Like, somewhere along the lines. Like, but here's the thing, you're not alone. You're not failing. Your brain, it slipped into this survival mode thinking. The same way it does, like, for millions of overwhelmed and high capacity people who carry a lot of weight day after day in the different roles that they play. And today, we should stop beating yourself up about that and start waking up to what's actually going on around you. Because the moment that you can see, like, oh, okay, like, I've been running on autopilot this whole time, that's the moment that you can actually start to make a change. You can't change what you can't see. And here's the thing that I just have to say is true. If you don't realize that today, you're going to keep beating yourself up every single week about this. You're going to keep having those moments of depression and anxiety and frustration and getting pissed about it. It's not until you wake up and realize, like, holy crap, I've been in this mode for far too long. I've been asleep. Here's the thing, you are. Like, that's just where you are. I'm sorry, you're in survival mode, you're in sleep mode, you're in performance mode, whatever you want to call it. You're either surviving or coasting. You're not actually living the life you want to live. That's just what you are right now, today. But that's why this series of videos that we're going to do over the next 25 days matters so much. It's going to help you to unpack and move past that. Now, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Jake Talbot. I'm the founder and author of this book called The Giver Method. Now, I'll put a link to it in the description where you can go get it. Right now, it's on sale. You can get it for as little as $2. I doubt you'll go get it, because why would you want to change your life? Why would you want to make an impact in your life? Why would you want to actually go and do something different? But if you do, if you have that motivation to try something different, if you want the roadmap, the guide that's just going to tell you, hey, as a parent, an entrepreneur, or someone who's working away and busy, who can't just burn everything down and start from scratch, like, you want to start making that greater impact, discovering your gifts and superpowers, creating more impact and influence and more value for other people. If that's what you actually want, like I said, most of you're not going to do anything about it. And I get that, because you don't actually care about making a change in your life. If you do, you're going to keep watching this video. You're going to click the link. You're going to go check out the link in the description, get yourself a copy of The Giver Method on Amazon. You're going to check out the other links in the description, do things like the survival mode assessment, or download the Giver roadmap. Like, you're going to do something about it. But that's going to be the 1% of you. So are you the 1% or are you the 99 who aren't going to do anything? Because here's the thing, this next 25 days, it's going to change your life. It'll be absolutely, like, mind-blowing, the fire that it's going to ignite in you and the things that it will do for you. But you have to be willing to actually do something about it. Is that you? Do you actually care enough about your family, about your relationships, about your business, about the career and the life that you want to live? Like, do you actually care about those things? And if so, then do something about it. Yeah, that might sound harsh, but guess what? Someone's got to tell you it. Someone's got to say to you at some point, wake the crap up and do something about it. I'm giving you all sorts of opportunities. I've got hundreds of videos on the channel that cover exactly how you can walk through that. I'm giving you this opportunity over the next 25 days to give you some of the best material I have to help you make that change. Or just go get yourself a copy of the book, or go check out the stuff on the website. Like, it could absolutely change your life. I know what it looks like to be successful on paper, but feel completely lost on the inside. Like, I've been there, to be physically present, but mentally somewhere else. And you watch the time fly by and like not remember the last time that you made a meaningful moment, that you felt like people actually cared about the things you were doing. And that's the point of today's video, is that over the next 25 days, we're gonna unpack that. Okay, we're gonna walk you through a journey that fits your real life. You know, the 10 minutes here, you know, a small shift there, and by Christmas Day, you're not gonna feel different in a way that you can't deny. Like, not because you worked harder, but because you finally woke the crap up about yourself. You actually decided to do something different about it. And just so you know, like, every single day of this series, it's going to build on the last one. So if you haven't hit subscribe, you know, turn on notifications, you know, done any of those sort of things, like commented, like the video, like comment, be like, hey, I'm in, if that's the case. Like, you're going to miss out on tomorrow's video. You're not going to see what it is. We're trying to build this community journey together. We're trying to wake up together and do something more about it. Like I said, if you want to go deeper into these sort of concepts we're covering today, everything we're talking about is going to be grounded in principles directly from the Giver Method book. Go get yourself a copy. The link is in the description. Be the 1%. You know, go to thegivermethod.com. Check out the other resources we have. Check out the newsletter. Get on the, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, but we want to give you the framework that shows you that exhaustion comes not from any sort of overworking, but because you're living beneath your authentic abilities and who you actually are. This is the spark back to your pathway, back to alignment. Like, and if you need personal support or coaching as a part of that, then check out the one-on-one coaching link down below. At the same time, if you have a podcast, an event, a stage, or anything like that where you feel like this message would resonate with your people, check out that link below. I doubt any of you will, because you're not trying to actually make an impact in your life or other people's lives. If you cared, you'll do something. If not, there's going to be another video that you watch, and another day is going to go by. Another day of you questioning, guessing, wondering. Or are you going to be the 1% that actually do something? And so this, like day 1 of 25 that we're going to cover today, make sure you've hit subscribe. Don't miss out on anything of the other videos. You know, each thing builds and builds, you know, creating more momentum. Hit subscribe, tap that bell, drop a comment, say I'm in, I'm part of the community, I'm ready to go. Cool? And with that, let's dive in. Let's start talking about the day 1 items. Talk about like what it really means to stop sleeping through your life and waking up, and actually lay out what this program is going to look like over the next 25 days. And so the first area I want to cover, I've got 4 things I'm going to cover specifically, but the first one is going to be like having you actually have the wake up moment. Like noticing that you've been on autopilot, where you see like where you've actually been living and where you haven't been. You know, because most people never slow down long enough to even notice like that you can't wake up until you realize that you've actually been asleep. And I don't mean that sleep like you're tired. I mean the asleep on your own life that we've been talking about, because most people are sitting like they're sitting there, they're sliding into this month on fumes, you know, think that their exhaustion, their numbness, they're just get me through another day autopilot is the normal for them, and they just assume that they're the problem. But the truth is that when, you know, your brain has been carrying too much weight for far too long, it flips into that survival mode, and it's not a flaw, it's your body protecting you. And so this wake up moment is simply noticing the signals that you've drifted off, noticing that time is flying by, but you're not really doing anything about it. Noticing that you can't remember the last thing you made or did that like genuinely excited you, or the last time you've been physically present but mentally somewhere else. Like noticing that that's happening. Once again, this isn't about shaming yourself. It's just about the clarity that comes with that, because if you can't see it, you can't do anything. When you do see it, you can finally like make a change and do something about it. And we're going to hopefully give you some ideas around that. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to do a quick little like sleepwalking and self-assessment. You can also check out the link below where we talk about the survival mode assessment. That may be a helpful one for you as well. But if you grab your phone, you open up your notes app, grab a piece of paper, whatever, this is only going to take a few minutes, like maybe 3 to 5 minutes max. And you're going to answer 3 questions. The first one is like, when was the last time I genuinely felt excited about something? Not like I should be excited, not like I guess that was nice, like actual excitement, the kind that wakes you up, like something inside of you. If you have to think hard, that might be a sign maybe it's been too long. The second question is like, you know, how much of my day feels like I'm on autopilot? And I want like a genuine percentage. Is it 20%, 50%, 80%? Like where does it happen the most? Is it happening in the mornings, in the evenings, at work, when I'm trying to do this specific type of activity, whatever that may be? And then the third question is like, am I surviving or am I actually living right now? Or you could think of it as, am I performing or living? Am I putting on the mask in performance mode, or I'm actually living? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like, man, I'm hanging on a thread, or I'm putting on the fake mask. 2, like 10, I feel like I'm alive and present and authentically me. Most people, when they start to do this, who are watching this video, they're going to find that they land between a 3 and a 6. And that's okay. We're just naming it. We're not judging it. So we've gone through these 3 questions. So then the next thing you do is you look at what your answers are, like, what are they actually trying to tell you? You put them side by side, you look for patterns, like, I can't remember excitement. I'm on 70% autopilot. I have a rating of 4. Like, man, you're sleepwalking. Maybe you experience brief moments of joy, but a lot of autopilot. You rate yourself a 3. Like, maybe it's burnout and numbness. Like, we just want to look for these things. Once again, you're not grading yourself. You're just waking up to what's true. And then name what you notice. Hey, when I look at these answers, honestly, I noticed I've been blank. And be honest, like, just whatever comes natural. Been functioning but not actually living. I've been showing up physically but disappearing mentally. I've been so focused on surviving day after day, like I forgot to actually pay attention to what brings me joy. And then you say it out loud, hearing your own voice say it, like it hits differently for you. And then what you do is you save like a starting point. You're like, all right, my starting point is December 1st, because hey, a 25-day process, right? I'm going to answer these same questions again and again, and the shift is going to be undeniable. If I start today and I go through 25 days, it's going to change everything about me. And then you want to ground yourself, like there's this like waking ritual that you're going to do. We're going to talk more about this a little bit later, where it's the first part of your day, setting your intention on what you want to actually be and how you actually want to live your life that day. Most people don't ever do that. Most people are exhausted from, not from doing too much, but just from living disconnected from who they are, being in that performance mode. And awareness, it removes all the shame, it removes the confusion. Like awareness gives you a starting point, and awareness is the doorway to the next 24 hours, because you can't shift what you can't see, but once you see it, everything else is going to be way more possible. So now let's talk about the second area I want to cover, which is like this roadmap, this December roadmap. What are we actually going to cover over the next 25 days? We're actually going to, how do we get out of this survival mode and actually start to perform like from an actual, like I'm doing well performance, not performance I'm putting on a mask or a show. That's what we want to talk about. Like, so the most exhausting feelings, isn't just being tired. It's when you're looking at your life and thinking, man, something's got to change, and I have no idea even where to start. So that's where this whole the 25 days that we're going to focus on, getting out of survival mode, lighting your spark. That's why it's going to, where we're going to focus on. That's what we're going to make different about this. Like, you're not getting random feel better tips thrown at you. This is like, I've methodically planned out the 25 days so that it's like a roadmap that you can walk through. So over these 25 days, we're gonna walk through 5 simple phases that quietly move you out of survival mode, to a life that actually feels like it's yours again. Once again, I'm not trying to flip the switch and be like, yep, you're out of survival mode today. And you may get there faster than 25 days, but this is just designed to take you through the motions of the things you need to do to actually make that happen. And so the first phase is called the shift phase, right? You start seeing yourself like your patterns clearly, what's happening. The second phase is called priority. We get honest about what actually matters. Then there's the awakening, which is going to be like you reconnect with your gifts, your strengths, your superpowers. There's the rise, which is where like, all right, we're going to start taking some action and doing some things and seeing the results of what happens from that. And then there's this like kindle and ignite the flame, which is like you learn how to keep that fire going over time, not by blowing your life up, but by making like one intentional step every day in the right order with the right support and how that's going to work for you. So once again, let's talk through this. Like, this is all lives within this idea of this spark framework that I teach people. So the shift is seeing what's really going on. So here's what I want you to do for the next few days. Like, this is about awareness. You can't change what you don't know, like what you can't see. So we're going to unpack all those things. We want you to recognize where you're sleepwalking, where your autopilot patterns are. What are the things that trigger you back into this survival mode? Like, let's start with some gentle questions, the beliefs that are keeping you stuck, and so you can move past that first phase into what actually matters. Then we're going to focus on the priority, which, like, where does your actual energy deserve to be? With everything I'm juggling, what actually matters now? And let's get clear on what you value. Notice what drains you versus what it fills you up, and start like separating out the truly important from the just loud and urgent things that come up from time to time. By the end of that phase, like, you're going to be moving like way more intentionally about the things that you care about. You're going to realize not everything's weighed the same or equally viewed. And then the third phase, like I said, is the awakening. So this is how we remember who you are. So you've got these gifts, these superpowers that are part of who you are. They're developed through the good, the bad, the slip-ups, all the things that you've had happen. So we're going to name what they are. Or look at like, okay, well, what are the things that you're doing on autopilot that are actually really valuable? And then we're going to start realizing like, okay, when I start giving from that perspective, I actually can build myself up. I can build more energy and more direction by doing that, by giving of my gifts and superpowers. And then as we go into the fourth one, which was the rise. So you move from knowing to actually doing. And once again, now we're talking about these small doable actions that line up with who you are and build courage through those wins, where you show up a little bit more boldly in your real life, at home, work, business, every single day. By the end of that phase, you have proof that like you can follow through and you know, it doesn't matter how busy you are, that you can build more energy from action that you're taking. And once again, that final phase of the kindling everything, the ignition. You know, we're going to connect your gifts to the kind of impact you want to make and make a simple, after we're past the 25 days, what's your plan of action from there? You know, you won't have like a perfect life by Christmas, right? But you're going to have a very real sense of like, hey, I'm not sleepwalking anymore, and I know what matters, and I know who I am, and I know like how I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to show up differently to the Christmas activities that I have, and know that as I get closer and closer to 2026, it's going to be even better. Let's see, that's the whole focus of this thing. Your part is like, this is a simple 25-day commitment. You know, hey, I commit to showing up for myself for the next 25 days, not aiming for perfect. I'm choosing to take one small step each day. Like, add today's date. Like, cool, I'm doing a contract with myself that I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it out loud so that someone else can hear it. When you say it out loud, there's a bit more of accountability. There's a bit more realism. Hey, I started this 25-day series thing to stop living in autopilot and actually wake up to my life. I'm committing to show up as myself through Christmas. You know, hey, will you check in with me once or twice this month and just see how I'm doing? Like, say it out loud. Get someone to be your accountability partner as a part of that. Most people stay stuck not because they're lazy, but because they can't see the path of where they go from here. You know, how did I get from here to there? They can't see it. The gap feels too big, too busy. Like so they're like, I'll do it later. And so this roadmap is going to shrink that gap down. It's going to help you be the clear path. So it's one clear path. These simple phases, 5 of them, and 25 days like of small and honest steps that are going to make your December completely change who you are and how you show up. You know, that you're entering this next year like awake with purpose and actually excited about your own life again. And that takes us into our third principle, all right, which is this 10-minute wake-up window. I talked about it earlier, like the importance of the daily moment that brings you back to yourself. Because something that might actually surprise you is like, you don't need an hour, 2 hours. You don't need all this perfect morning routines. You don't need to overhaul your life to make these sort of changes. What actually creates change, especially during busy and chaotic months like December, where there's a lot happening, is tiny windows of small intention and presence. Like if you just do 10 minutes a day where you stop reacting to everything around you and you actually show up as you. Most people hear like a 25-day journey and instantly they're like, oh man, I barely have time to breathe. Like there's no way I could do something like this. But the truth is, like, this isn't something about, it's not about adding more. It's about reclaiming the little pockets of your day that have been slipping through the cracks anyways. It's the daily wake-up call for your personal like reset button. It's so simple, it's structured, it's doable. Once again, it breaks it down. We're gonna break down like it's in these 2-minute, 3-minute chunks of time where you watch your day, you reflect, you take some action, and then you write down what it happened. That's it, 10 minutes. So let's dive deep into what that looks like, okay? So this is the 10-minute window, step by step. So starting today and continuing through December 25th, you know, create your daily wake-up window using like this structure. Number one is going to pick a time and be honest about your life. Choose a window of time that actually fits your reality and your world. I love doing it in the morning. I think morning's one of the best ways of doing it, but that may not be what fits your schedule. So maybe it's the morning before the kids wake up. You know, you grab a cup of coffee, you have that tiny moment that's actually yours. Maybe it's on your lunch break where you swap out, 5 minutes of doom scrolling for 5 minutes of clarity. Maybe, evening after the house settles down, before you dive into like the Netflix watching, or maybe right before bed. What's that thing, that gentle reset to close your day? Like just pick one time. And you're going to protect that like crazy. So like you're going to write it down like, all right, my wake up window is at blank. Simple and clear and non-negotiable. It's like, hey, this is who I am and I'm showing up for that time. And then step 2, you're going to set up your 10-minute flow every day from today through the 25th. You're going to do the first minute to 2 minutes. That's it. You're going to watch the video or skim the main idea of what I'm covering in that video. So like today, it's like waking yourself up, realizing your survival mode, right? Then you're going to take 3 to 5 minutes and reflect on the prompt for the day. You're going to be amazed at how much clarity shows up when you give yourself brain just like 3 minutes of quiet to think. And then for the next couple minutes. So it's like, all right, first 2 minutes, we're going to be doing what's the idea. The next couple minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, is going to be that reflecting on the prompt. And then the next 2 minutes is simply like 2 to 3 minutes is going to be like, do the action item, do it right then, do the thing before you talk yourself out of it, do one thing you need to do. And then at the end of it, you're going to spend a couple minutes just journaling one sentence. Hey, today what landed for me was blank. That one sentence is enough. Like it's not homework. It's a breadcrumb trail. And like I said, protect this window like it matters, because it does. Treat it like, you treat a meeting on your calendar. I'm going to put an alarm on my phone. I'm going to set a reminder. I'm going to tell people like in the house, like, hey, I need the 10 minutes. Like, I'll be right back. Turn on your do not disturb, whatever it is. Like, this isn't selfish. It's about how you stop running on fumes and actually start to get back to where you want. And then we got to track your journey. And the easiest way is like a notes app on your phone with a page titled like 25-day wake up. And then you're going to list it like, hey, day 1, what was the sentence you wrote? Day 2, this is what I wrote, all the way through 25. By Christmas, you're going to have 25 tiny snapshots that show you exactly how far you've come in your own words. And then you give yourself permission to be human. It's going to happen. You're going to miss a day. Everyone does, and that's normal. That's life. Simple rule is like, hey, you miss a day, come back the next one, no guilt and no restarting, no drama. Just go do the next one. Consistency beats perfection every single time. Presence beats performance. Show up imperfectly. Like, it's always going to beat not showing up at all. Sometimes you're going to need to anchor yourself in like some sort of a physical space to be like, okay, this is where I do my that wake up, that time. Right? Maybe it's a physical object. It's a specific cup of coffee, like coffee mug. Maybe it's a certain chair or your journal or the lamp next to your light stand, or even like the lock screen of your phone. You need something, just a tiny note or something that's like, hey, it's time to wake up. I'm showing up. This is my moment. It's my physical reminder. Your brain starts linking that object with presence. It becomes this gentle nudge instead of like yet another reminder of something you have to go remember. And then like the biggest principle biggest thing about this principle is like, it works, it changes, it's transformation that sticks. 10 minutes, like repeated day after day, like it shifts everything for you. And so that's how you stop waiting, for like, hey, when life slows down, I'll do these things, to like, no, I'm going to wake up now. Not through intensity, not through willpower, but through small, honest, and consistent presence. 10 minutes a day, that's it. Like that 25 days of doing that, and like you're going to be completely different by December 26th. You just have to start doing that now, which is where we're going to get into this fourth topic, which is all about like the commitment to being all in. And that's going to take us into our fourth principle or area that I want to focus on. This is your I'm in moment. I told you at the beginning of the video, like, are you going to be the 1%? Are you going to actually do something about this? This is your moment, like where we're all going to wake up together. Like the transformation, like it hits different when you're not doing it alone. I want you to feel part of something bigger. And most people, they don't say it out loud. Like they're trying to change their life, by themselves in isolation. And it's one of the hardest things that you can actually do. But like when you actually get to do that sort of a thing, with other people who get where you are, they're going through the same motion, and you may not know each other. You may never even communicate with each other, but there's an energy and a vibe when you know that you're connected with other people who are doing the same thing. And so that other people who are on the same sort of a 25-day journey with you, people who are exhausted, overwhelmed, and they're done sleepwalking just like you, because there's so many of you out there. And so this is like a community commitment, right? It's the moment that you stop saying, all right, I'm doing this alone. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to turn on the notifications. I'm going to drop the I'm in the comments. And like, you're not just pressing buttons on YouTube there. Like, you're actually declaring like, hey, I'm showing up for me, but I'm also know that I'm not doing that alone. I want to do this with other people. And the cool thing is like, when you look down and you see so many other people that are in as a part of that, like you're like, man, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm not the only parent running on fumes, entrepreneur feeling disconnected, or employee feeling stuck on autopilot. Like, you're part of something bigger, part of a bigger movement. Like, that changes things for you. And so what I want you to do is, like, once again, these are the actions you take. Number one, you're going to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Ring that bell for notifications here. And if you need to, go follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the places so you get more of these reminders and things that's in front of you as much as possible. Most people don't turn on the notifications. They end up watching videos, one or two, and then they never see that person's videos again. So this reminds you when they pop up. Then I want you to comment, like, I'm in, if you're involved, if you're ready to rock. Okay? And like, that's it. It's simple. Like, I'm in. Those words change everything, because like the minute you like post, you move quietly from watching to actively participating. Now it's more real. Now you're part of the group. Now you can see other people who've done the same thing and be like, oh, it's not just me. Then what I want you to do is I want you to tell 2 other people in your real life about it in the next 24 hours. Hey, I'm doing this 25-day wake up journey. You know, I'm showing up for, I want to show up as myself every day more and more until Christmas. Will you check in with me? Or, hey, come join with me. Share the link with people. Get other people to be a part of it. And then be like the movement yourself, not just the viewer. For the 25 days, like read comments, encourage somebody, reply to someone else who's struggling, share it with somebody else, share the breakthroughs you're having online, invite other people to join along that. Like, you're building relationships with people who are walking the same path as you, and there's so many of you out there. You know, on days maybe you feel like you're skipping, you're gonna skip or whatever, like just keep turning to the community, turn to the other people around, or feeling that energy in the air of like, all right, there's other people out there experiencing the same thing as me. You know, maybe you need to find a journey buddy. Like I said, hey, you want to be accountability buddy with me? You want to do this with me? Check in on my journey. What's landing for you? What, you know, how are you showing up? And do it together. Both of you come follow along with the video. Like I said, this is going to be like you're paying for a multi-$1,000 course, 25-day program and things. And I'm just going to be doing it here on YouTube for free for you. It's going to make such a massive difference in your life when you actually can show up in that way, because when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, running on autopilot, isolation makes things so much heavier. But if you start to realize that you've got people around you, or a community out there, people who are waking up with you, feel supported and understood and motivated, you're not, like, you stop believing that you're the only one feeling this way. You really feel connected. You're like, oh man, there's so many of the parents just like me out there. There's other entrepreneurs who are struggling and realizing like, okay, I can make a commitment to do more. As an employee, like it's with, as you get through and you see these maybe replies of other people, like, you're like, man, this is what I needed to start waking me up and getting me through the motions that I needed to get through as a part of that. Like, you're not doing it alone, and honestly, you were never meant to. So like, if you just take a breath for a second, like take a moment, like you're not, like today is this moment where things are going to shift for you. If you are the 1% of people who actually do something about this, I hope it's more than 1%, but like I said, let's be real, you may not be. You know, we're doing something today. Things are shifting for you. Not January 1st, not when things calm down. Today, December 1st, like right now. And if you're watching this video after December 1st, that's fine too. Get started. Start now. Go do the same steps. Catch up on the videos. You know, the day you stop sleepwalking through life, like today's the day you start like waking up to it. And over the next 25 days, you and I are going to walk side by side through this journey that's designed to fit like your real life, and the messy mornings and the overloaded calendar and the tired heart. And every day you're going to feel more of yourself wake up just a bit more and feel more energy from that. Like, you already learned that these starting points we talked about today, like, and how to notice that you've been on autopilot, and that there's this roadmap, and how you carve out the 10-minute window, and that you want to lock arms with people in a community around you. Like, that's your foundation. And then you take your first move. Like, you look at what's the first thing you can do. Maybe it's a sleepwalking self-assessment. Maybe it's the survival mode assessment that I'll have down in the description. Maybe it's the setting your 10-minute wake up. Maybe it's dropping your comment like you're in, whatever. Telling someone else in your life, like, hey, I'm going to be doing this thing. Could you be my accountability partner as part of that? Just start anywhere. Just do something. That's what matters. Before you close this video, take one breath and say out loud, like, hey, I've been asleep, and today, like, I'm choosing to wake up. And that sentence, it helps you step back into your life with both feet and start making a change. And I've said it before, if you want to dive deeper into it, I highly recommend it. You do. Use the link down in the description. Go get yourself a copy of the book, The Giver Method. It will change your life. It's on sale right now between $2 and $10 based off of which version you get. Get it while it's still on sale. Go to thegivermethod.com. Check out the other free resources. I've got some more down in the description, including the if you want someone to walk alongside you, you want the one-on-one coaching in this, or if you have a stage, a podcast, an event, whatever, where your people could benefit from this sort of a thing. And then make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Ring the bell for notifications. Make sure you're getting those. Comment that I'm in, like the video, all that, because tomorrow, day 2, we're diving into like the autopilot alert. And you're going to learn how to spot the exact moments where your brain slips back into survival mode and how you interrupt that pattern. But for now, I want you to remember, like, you don't need more time. You don't need a new life. You don't need to wait for things to calm down or be a different person. You just need to wake up one small moment at a time. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing over the next 25 days. This is day 1. Your line in the sand, your new beginning. Like, it's a part of this, like, ultimate 25 day, like 25 days to reignite your spark, right? Like, I'm proud for you being here and making that commitment, being a part of that 1% of people who do something about this. You know, I want to see you here tomorrow. Let's wake up together. Let's keep this rolling, because there are people waiting out there for you to be waking up, because you are the only person who can make the impact in their lives with your combination of gifts and superpowers. And I want to help you to get to that point where you can give it to them in the right way. I promise you, good things come your way when you do that. So check out the other videos on the channel. Watch for the videos upcoming for day 2 through 25. And we'll catch you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.